Yeah. See the next topic. So next, I'm going to solve problems based on torque and equilibrium concepts. Of course, some ladder problems also there. So I'm going to continue some problems related to torque, equilibrium concepts, and ladder problem. Okay. So before that, let me give some idea about torque. Of course, you know in your regular classes. Okay. So anyhow, let me give some idea about the torque and the equilibrium. Then I'm going to continue some problems. Okay. So anyhow, you know force. So if a force is acts on a body, then the body may move along the direction of the force or along the component of the force. In the same manner, to set the body for rotatory motion, we will use a torque. Means the rotational analog of force here is torque. Okay. So there in laws of motion, force is the reason for translatory motion. Here we are using torque. So torque is used to set the body for rotatory motion. Okay, for suppose, okay, plenty of examples are there. So in general, once, for example, if you enter into the hall, so if you push or pull the door, generally we will push or pull the door at the edges. Okay, let us suppose just this is the door and this is the hinge. Hinge nothing but axis of rotation. Here if you apply any force, okay, generally force is used to set the body for translatory motion. But here force, if I apply a force here, this door will rotate about this axis of rotation. Here not only the force with respect to some distance from the axis of rotation. Here the force and this distance are creating a rotation. Nothing but this force and perpendicular distance from this axis of rotation, we can call it as torque. So generally torque is defined as force, product of force and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, and torque is nothing but a turning effect of a force. It is the turning effect of a force. Okay, plenty of examples. For suppose if any screw is given, any nut bolt, let us suppose this is the nut. Okay, if we want to rotate this nut, we use generally a spanner. See, this is the spanner. See, this is the spanner. Okay, if I apply a force in this manner, then this nut never rotate about this axis of rotation. If I apply a force like this, yes, there is a chance of rotation. Yes, it will rotate about this axis of rotation. If I apply a force like this, yes, it is rotating with a maximum. Okay, here this force and this distance from this axis will create a torque. Okay, and this torque, we also call it as a moment of force. Okay, sometimes we use a couple also. Couple means, for example, if you want to rotate the tap, generally we will apply two fingers on a tap in opposite direction. So those two equal, unlike forces acting on a body, nothing but tap, will create a couple. No doubt that couple produces pure rotation without any translation. So couple also you covered in your regular class. If you want to open the bottle cap, we apply a couple on it. Okay, couple nothing but two equal and unlike forces acts on a body so that the body set into rotatory motion. Okay, and let us see, before that, let us see what is the equation of a torque. So I hope that you know the basic equation, but let me continue some idea, let me give some idea. So torque represented as tau and no doubt it is a vector quantity. Let us suppose a particle which is in xy plane. Let us suppose this is the particle which is in xy plane. O is the origin, and this is at a distance of position vector of r bar. If I apply a force in this direction, this particle never rotates in xy plane. If I apply a force in this direction, means if you apply a force at the hinge of the door never rotates. Okay. If you apply a force at the edge of the door, then the door rotates. Means there will be a perpendicular distance from the hinge, means axis of rotation, and force. That force and perpendicular distance creates a torque about one axis. Okay. So if you want to rotate this particle about O, definitely you have to apply a force not only in this direction. So if you apply in this direction, it will move. Then the particle set into translatory motion. Here let me apply a force like this. This is the force I applied. Okay. So if I extend, so this is the direction of the force acting on the particle. Okay. Let us suppose if it is makes an angle theta, then resolve the components f cos theta. This f cos theta does not create the torque of this particle about O. And one more component f sin theta. Yes, this f sin theta is used to set this particle for rotating about O. Okay. Otherwise, just to extend it, in your regular classes you learn these derivations. So if I draw a normal, and let us suppose this is q, and if this is theta, this is also theta, then this r cos theta here, what is this component? You know these things, r sin theta, and the torque can be defined as, no doubt it is a vector quantity, product of force and perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance nothing but OQ, force anyhow it is a vector, r bar sin theta. OQ is r bar sin theta. Otherwise, if you resolve the force, this is f cos theta. Okay, this is f cos theta, and what is this? F sin theta. We can write like this also. F cos theta, f sin theta. F cos theta does not create any torque about O because it is along the line. F sin theta and perpendicular distance r will create a torque about O. We can write the torque equation by following like this also. Okay, anyhow in regular classes you learn like this. So keep the formula in mind. Tau is equal to, we can write f r sin theta r bar cross f bar. See, torque is a vector. So vector means it has magnitude and direction. So identify the direction. Here the particle on this board, now the particle is rotating in this direction, anti-clockwise direction, in xy plane. Okay, if I apply a force like this, maybe it rotates clockwise direction. So identify the direction about this point O. So in a simplest way, if the body rotates in clockwise direction in xy plane, if the body rotates in clockwise direction in xy plane, then the direction of torque is into the board. Into the board means minus k cap. So just you feel like some hand rule. Actually, this, in a second year you will get some equations. Here I am using my hand like this. See these fingers. Okay, same thing will come in moving charges magnesium in second PUC. Here right now I am using directly now. So these fingers will move like this, and see the thumb direction. So these curl of fingers will represent in which direction the particle is moving. Okay, these fingers are moving like this, and this thumb is into the board. Into the board. Into the board means minus k cap. If the particle rotates in anti-clockwise direction like this, anti-clockwise, you hold the hand like this. So the fingers will move like this. This is the direction of motion of the particle. And see the thumb, it is towards you. Towards you means what? Plus k cap. So if this particle moving in xy plane, then the directions are k cap. If it is in yz plane, yz means the direction is I cap. Plus I cap minus I cap based on clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, right now, if the particle, so it is in xy plane. Now the direction of torque is minus k cap for clockwise motion plus k cap for anti-clockwise motion. Okay, and see, in some cases, see, this is the point O and this force is acting like this. Let us decide the torque. So no doubt generally, if we imagine about O, no doubt we can imagine like this. Here the body rotates like clockwise. Clockwise means minus k cap. So the torque about O is F into R. Torque about O is F into R minus k cap Newton meter. Okay, minus k cap. Generally we can expect it to rotate like this. Okay, this is the arrow tip and point O is this side. Sometimes O is here, force is in this direction and R. So common expectation is the body rotates in this way. Now the torque here is F into R, see anti-clockwise. Feel that this is in XY plane up to now. Okay, so plus k cap Newton meter or out of the board. Okay, so in a simplest way, my suggestion is better you remember like this. See, this is the direction of the force. In a simple way I am telling here for our convenience only. Okay, conditions apply. Here this is the point O and this is the point O. Let us see. For this arrow mark, if this O is their right side, for this arrow mark, if O is their right side, then you feel that this is clockwise. Clockwise means, right side means minus k cap. Otherwise torque is negative you take for right side. Actually it is called as into the board. Okay, inward symbol this is. And for this, point O is left of this F symbol. Okay, arrow tip symbol. So this is out of the board. Out means plus k cap. So follow this technique. It will help a lot in solving problems. Okay, for suppose they given, so let me rub this thing. So this is the basic thing. See, this is the arrow mark and this is the direction of the force. Here you need to find out the torque. Then let us see whether the torque is negative or positive. Okay, for this tip, this is right side. Right side means it is in. Left side means out. See the arrow tip, this is downside. If the same tip is in this direction, this is O, and for this tip edge, right side, in, tip edge, left side, out. In means about this torque is negative. About this point, torque is negative. About this point, torque is positive. Okay, in second PUC, you will get some equations based on this, like Ampere's right hand thumb rule. Okay, if you hold any conductor in your right hand, then the fingers will move like this. Here this is into the board. Fingers are moved into the board. Okay, fingers will move into the board. If I hold like this, see the fingers are moved in this direction. Okay, here I am using simplest way. Just you see, for F, where is O? If it is right side, just the torque is negative. If it is left side, torque is positive. Okay. Again, let me give some idea about equilibrium concept. Next, based on equilibrium, we'll see some questions. So, equilibrium of a rigid body. Equilibrium of a rigid body. See, generally, you know, rigid body, the motion of a rigid body in general is a combination of translational motion and rotational motion. And no doubt, rigid body is said to be mechanical equilibrium. If net force acting on the body is 0 and if net torque acting on the body is 0. Okay, so generally rigid body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium if if net force acting on the body is 0 and also net torque acting on the body is 0. Okay. And see, there are two types of equilibriums. One is translational equilibrium. Translational equilibrium. Okay, one is translational equilibrium, other one is rotational equilibrium. And here the rigid body is said to be translational equilibrium if net force acting on body is 0. As net force is 0, you know force nothing but dp by dt, rate of change of linear momentum. So dp by dt is 0, nothing but dp is equals to constant. dp constant means change in momentum is constant. Change in momentum constant, nothing but the body said to be in translational motion, pure translational motion. So the rigid body is said to be translational motion if net force acting on the body is 0. In the same manner, the rigid body is said to be pure rotational motion if net external torque acting on the body is 0. Okay. And it is said to be mechanical equilibrium if both are 0. Okay. So here these are the conditions for equilibrium of a rigid body, because next I am going to use these conditions for some rigid body problems. Okay. And see, let me give some idea. Means one more example for translation without rotation, rotation without translational. So let me give some example here. For example, let us suppose an ideal lever, a rod whose mass is m, length is l. Okay, it is pivoted at its center, something O. Here, one force F is acting, means some weight is placed on that. Here, one more force. Okay, and let us suppose from here to here distance is something R. This also R. O is the midpoint. O is the midpoint. Here, net force. If we want to calculate the net force is F plus F. Both are acting downwards, so it is 2F. No doubt this is not equal to 0. If you find the net torque about this O, just now I given a hint. For this tip about O, right side is there. For this tip about O is left side. Otherwise, in general, if you imagine correctly, then you will know this force will create a torque in clockwise direction. This force will create a torque. This is also in clockwise direction. See, clockwise torque. What is the net torque? Sorry, this is clockwise. This is anti-clockwise. Sorry, this is clockwise. Just you see, clockwise, and this is anti-clockwise. Now the net torque is tau minus tau, which is equal to 0. So net torque 0. That means this is the example for what? It is the example for pure rotational motion without any translation. Okay, here the rod is said to be in rotational motion, or rotational equilibrium, not motion. Rotational equilibrium, but not translational equilibrium. Let us suppose, let me give one more example. See, this is the rigid body, and here I am applying a force like this. Again, I am taking same forces. One more force is like this. About O is some fixed point. This is something R. This is also R. See, in a general, this force will create a torque in this direction. If this is not there, this rod rotates in this direction. If this is not available, see, this will rotate like this. So it will create some torque, tau. This also creates some torque, tau. See the net force. One is upward, other one is downward. What is the net force? Net force is 0. See the torque, net torque. This is anti-clockwise torque. This is anti-clockwise torque about this O. This is also anti-clockwise torque about O. So net torque is 2 tau, nothing but not equal to 0. So what is 0 here? Force 0. Net force is 0 means that rod is said to be pure translational equilibrium, but not rotational equilibrium. So you know the conditions. Rigid body is said to be translational equilibrium if net external force acting on the rigid body is 0, and rigid body is said to be a rotational equilibrium if net external torque is 0. Okay, now this is the example for what? Translational equilibrium. In the same manner, let us consider one lever, an ideal lever, nothing but a rod with some fulcrum arrangement. Let us suppose here this is the fulcrum. This is just you feel like a seesaw in a children's park. Okay, an ideal lever, nothing but a light rod of length L. Here one child is sitting here, whose weight is acting in this direction. One more child, one more kid, or some one person sitting on other side, those weight also acting downwards. Let us suppose this is F1 is the weight of that person, F2 is the weight of another person. This is the fulcrum, and this is at a distance of, let us suppose, D1 about this fulcrum. This is at a distance of D2. Generally, an ideal lever. See, this is an ideal lever. Lever. Nothing but light rod. Okay, this is nothing but a light rod. Seesaw in a children's park. Here, generally, this is in a mechanical equilibrium. Mechanical equilibrium means there are two types: translational equilibrium, rotational equilibrium. If this rod is in translational equilibrium, for translational equilibrium, net force is 0. Net force is 0 means this fulcrum applying some force. No doubt that is the reaction force. This fulcrum applying some force. This is the reaction force. Nothing but normal reaction force. So net force is 0 means R minus F1 minus F2 becomes 0. So for the rod to be in a translational equilibrium, net force must be equal to 0. Upward forces are equal to downward forces. Yeah, of course, upward forces are equal to downward forces. And for the rod to be in a rotational equilibrium, so this will create some torque in this direction, tau 2. This will create a torque in this direction, tau 1 about this fulcrum. Okay, see, fulcrum, for this arrow tip, this is right side. See, this is the arrow tip downside. For this arrow tip, this fulcrum is nothing but O, that is right side. Right side, nothing but clockwise. Clockwise, nothing but negative. And this arrow tip, this fulcrum is left side. Nothing but left means anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means plus K, otherwise. So, yeah, this is plus K, otherwise torque is positive. Now, this will create a clockwise torque. This will create anti-clockwise torque. Net torque is 0. So, net torque is, one is anti-clockwise, other one is clockwise. What is tau 1? Tau 1 is anti-clockwise, so positive. Tau 1 is positive, anti-clockwise, about this fulcrum. Okay, understand correctly. So tau 1 anti-clockwise, and this is tau 2. See, tau 2 is the clockwise. Net torque anyhow 0. Tau 1 is equal to what? Tau 2. Tau 1 nothing but F1 D1. Tau 2 nothing but F2 D2. Of course, this tau 1, tau 2, nothing but net torque is 0 means what? Sum of moments about fulcrum is 0. Sum of moments about fulcrum is 0. Otherwise, see, this one is F1 D1 is what? Anti-clockwise torque. Anti-clockwise moment of force, torque nothing but. Anti-clockwise moment of force, which is equals to clockwise moment of force. Anti-clockwise torque is equals to clockwise torque. Okay, this principle we can call it as principle of moments. Principle of moments. Principle of moments. Okay. So I think you remember this formula, F1 d1 is equal to F2 d2, nothing but what? Principle of moments. And we can extend one more also. F1 by F2, we can write it as d2 by d1. This d2 by d1, we can call it as mechanical advantage. M dot A I written. So F1 by F2, we can call it as mechanical advantage. So these are all our basic things related to torque and equilibrium problems. Okay, equilibrium concepts. By using this, let me continue some problems. Yes. So let us start to find torque. So identifying direction of torque is important here. So anyhow, let me solve some problems, then you will get some idea. So let us start with a simple question. Find torque about point O as shown in figure. So I am drawing the diagram here. So this is the rod and fixed at some fulcrum like this. This is O. This is something 8 meter and force is applied like this, 10 Newton. Okay, and let us write this one also. Yeah, next we'll see. See, we need to find torque about this point O. So very simple, torque about O, 10 and 8. So 10 Newton is acting on the rod about O and 8 meter is the perpendicular distance. So 10 into 8. But identifying sign convention is important. So in normal expectation, we can expect that this will create a torque in this direction. Means common imagination. So what is this anti-clockwise torque? Anti-clockwise torque means positive. So 80 Newton meter. If they ask this answer in vector form, 80 plus k kya? Newton meter. If they ask in words, 80 Newton meter out of the paper if the rod is in XY plane. Okay. So anti-clockwise. Otherwise, arrow tip left anti-clockwise. Arrow tip right side clockwise. Tip edge left anti-clock. Tip edge right clock. So let us try one more question. Now the force is acting in this direction. 10 Newton. This is also 10 Newton. This is something 20 Newton. Rod length is 6 meter. This is 3 meter. You try this fast. Find torque about O. To find torque about this point, 10 Newton is along the O. So this force does not create any torque about O because it is along the O. So this force does not create any torque. So this is omitted. It's not there. And this 10 Newton about O creates a torque. 20 Newton also creates a torque. Let us write torque about O. Let me write with 10 Newton. 10 Newton. Nothing but for arrow tip edge, this is left. Left means positive. So left means positive. That's it. 10 into 6. Okay. 10 into 6. This is completed. Coming to this. This is arrow tip edge. Tip is downside. Tip edge, this point is right side. Right means minus. Minus. 20 into gap, 3. So, how much? You are getting 0 torque. So, 10 into 6, 60, 60. Okay. zero torque, there is no torque. Okay, so change the values, you will get it. Okay, so this is the example for zero torque, so there is no issue. Let us try one more question. You try this. Find the torque about O as shown in figure. Now the force is applying in this direction. 10 Newton, it is applying by making 37 degrees, and here 20 Newton, and here 10 Newton, 10 you may confuse, so 5 Newton, 2 meter, 2 meter. Okay, now the find torque about O as shown in figure. Very easy level of questions these are. Okay, see this 20 Newton is acting at the hinge like a door. So this 20 Newton does not create any torque about this. And see 10 Newton is acting by making 37 degrees. So I think you remembered tan 37. 37 is 3, 4, 5 triangle. So resolve this 10 into 2 components. This is a 10 cos 37. 10 cos 37. 4 by 5. Okay. So this is 8. Okay. And this is 10 sin 37. 6. 10 sin 37 is 6. 10 into 3 by 5. 6. And see, this 8 Newton is along the O. So this does not create any torque. How many forces will create a torque about O means? One is 6 Newton, other one is 5 Newton. 6 Newton is at a distance of 4 meter, 2 plus 2, 4 meter. 5 Newton is at a distance of only 2 meters. So torque about O, yeah, both are in upward direction. For both arrow marks, O is left side and both are anti-clockwise. See, this will create anti-clockwise torque, this also creates anti-clockwise torque. In a simple way, arrow tip edge left anti-clockwise. So 6 into 4 plus 5 into 2. Okay, so 10, 24, 34 Newton meter. If they ask in vector form, plus k cap. Okay, let me give one more to avoid some confusion. So question pattern is same. You try this. Again, let us take 37 again. Again, this is something 10 Newton, of course, like a previous problem. Yeah, no problem. This is 5 Newton. This is 10 Newton. 10 Newton. Gap is 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Then do it fast, this one. See, this is a 10. This is what? 10 cos 37, 4 by 5. Keep in mind 8. This is, see the arrow mark, it is into the board. Sorry, along the rod. So this is 6 Newton. And very clear, this will not create any torque. And how many forces will create a torque? 5 Newton, 6 Newton, 10 Newton, 10 Newton will create a torque about O. So do it fast, this one, torque about O. Let us come to this. For this arrow tip, this is right side. Arrow tip edge right side, minus. Tip edge left, plus. You follow that, definitely you will get the answer. 10 into 1, right side is there, minus 10. Coming to this one, 5. 5 point O is left, plus. So 5 into 2. I am coming to this, 10. 10 point O is right side, 1, 1, 1. 10 into 3. Coming to the 6. 6 arrow tip is down, and for this tip edge, O is right side, nothing but negative. So 6 into 4. Okay. So minus 10 plus 10 minus 30 minus 24 minus 54 Newton meter. So 54 minus K cap Newton meter. Here you are getting minus means what? Anti-clockwise. The body rotates in anti-clockwise. Okay. So let us give one more. Let us try one more question. Find the torque about O as shown in figure. Find torque about O as shown in figure. About O. So the gap is D and this gap is D by 2. Okay. Do it fast this one. So due to this, now see the torque about O. Let us come from here. The force is coming in this direction. For this tip edge, O is left. Okay, O is left means anti-clockwise. For this tip edge, O is right, clockwise. So this is left. So let me write F into D by 2. Due to this, minus F into D by 2. You verify it. Coming to this is towards the O, does not create any torque. Plus 0. This F, tip edge, for this edge, this is the arrow mark. Arrow mark, O is left side. O is left means positive. So F into D by 2. So answer F into D by 2. In the same manner, you try this. Find torque about O as shown in figure. Radius is R. This is something F naught. This is 2F naught. This is 5F naught makes an angle 37 degrees. Do it fast. See, this does not create any torque about O. So this is cancelled. And this is a perfect distance 2F naught into R. And this you resolve into two components. This is 5 into 4 by 5. So 4F naught. And this is 5 into 5F naught into 3 by 5. I am using 37 degrees triangle. 5 cancelled. 3F naught. So this force does not create. This force does not create any torque. Only 3F naught is creating a torque. 3F naught. For this one, now see torque about O. Let me write this one. 2F naught. Arrow tip. O is left. Positive. So 2F naught into R. And this is left. So this is left means this is also positive. 3F naught into R. 5F naught R. Yeah. See the next one. See, we have to find torque about O. Find torque about O as shown in figure. Yeah, you try to find this one. See, this 6 centimeter and 15 Newton is acting in this direction. Okay. Then you resolve the 15 Newton, otherwise 6 centimeter. Any one thing you resolve it. Let me resolve this 6 centimeter. Anyhow, 15 Newton is acting in this direction. So this is 15 Newton. And if I get this perpendicular distance, then this force and this distance will create a torque about O. So 6 centimeter. Okay. So this is 6. Okay, this is 90. 6 cos 37. This is 6 cos 37. This is 6 sin 37. 6 sin 37. 3 by 5 centimeter. So 15 into 18 by 5 centimeter about O. One force is completed. And this force does not create any torque. So this is negligible. And one more is given. This is 150. This is 150. How much this is? 30. And if I draw one normal line, this is 90. This is 60. If I extend, see, this is also 60. And this force, 20 Newton is acting in this direction. 20 Newton, and this is 20 cos 60. 20 cos 60 means what? 10 Newton. So this 10 Newton creates a torque about O, 10 into 4, and here I written minus because for this tip this is right side, minus 10 into 4, and centimeter I written minus 2. Okay, 4 into 10 raised to minus 2. This is completed. And this 15, and this is the perpendicular distance, 15, and this tip O is out of the board. 15 into 18 by 5. 15 into 18 by 5. I am coming to this. So this 10 Newton and this force does not create any torque. These are these 20 into 2 components. One component and one more component. One more component is towards O, that does not create any torque. But this will create a torque about O. 10 into, this gap is 4. 10 into 4, and this is positive, so you will get 0.54 Newton meter. So use geometry correctly, you will get the answers. And let us try one more question. So let me read the question. So let me read the problem now. A particle having mass m, of course directly we can find, but you see the question also so that you will get some confidence. A particle having mass m projected with a velocity v naught from point P on a horizontal ground, making an angle theta with horizontal. Find out the torque about the point of projection acting on the particle when it is at its maximum height, and also we have to find it is just about to hit the ground back. See, in a question what they given is, in a simple way, they given a particle thrown into the air like a projectile problem. Particle thrown into the air by making some angle theta, okay, by making some angle theta with speed v naught. Now they are asking to find, see, this is the v naught. They are asking to find torque at the highest point. So torque at the highest point is, see, this is r by 2. And if m is the mass, weight of this particle is mg. Now torque about O is very clear. Force into distance. Force into distance. What is distance? R by 2. Mg into R, nothing but u square sine 2 theta by g. U nothing but v naught square. So the answer for this question is m v naught square sine 2 theta by 2 is there, by 2 sine 2 theta by 2. Again they are asking torque when it is going to hit the ground back. Here they are asking, if it hits, this is mg and this is r. The simplest questions these are. This is mg. Now the torque at that point is mg, okay, mg into this distance. So mg, what is r again? V naught square sine 2 theta by g. So answer mv naught square sine 2 theta. Let us try one more question. So let me read the question. Determine the point of application of third force for which body is in equilibrium when forces of 20 Newton and 30 Newtons are acting on the rod as shown in figure. So they given this diagram. So draw this diagram. And here they mention point A. They mention here point B. This is they given 20 Newton. with 10 centimeter gap, 30 Newton from here to here. This is point C, the given 20 centimeter gap. See, this is the question. Yeah, what they are asking is determine the third force, and let us see at what place the third force is applied so that the body is in mechanical equilibrium. So to solve this type of problems, use the equilibrium concept. Equilibrium concept means one is a translational equilibrium, other one is rotational equilibrium. Translational and rotational. See, 20 Newton is acting up, 30 Newton is acting down. So let us suppose, let some F is the some third force which is acting upward to balance this. Why? Because 30 is there. No doubt if you take 10 up, you will get the answer directly. So let us, F is the third force that is acting on the rod upwards. Okay, upwards at somewhere. Let us suppose here. Okay, you can take from any point. This one. Okay. This is acting here. Now, for the rod to be translational equilibrium, for the rod to be translational equilibrium, net force is equal to 0. 20 plus F minus 30 is equal to 0. F is equal to how much? 10 Newton plus 10. So upward. If you got minus, downward. So plus 10 Newton acting upwards. But we don't know where we have to apply. At what distance this 10 Newton is applied. To get at what distance this force is applied, use the rotational equilibrium. Let us suppose this is x distance from 20 Newton from point C. Okay, you can take from B or anywhere. So taking torque about something A. So let me take torque about this point. So for the rod to be a rotational equilibrium, now let me take torque about this point is 0. Net torque is 0. Okay. So this Newton 20 into 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter. Okay, let me get the answer of 10 centimeter. 20 into 10 centimeter, and see this is arrow tip left means positive. Coming to the 30 Newton. For 30 Newton, this is right minus. 30 gap 20 plus this is 30. Okay, centimeters are there, keep in mind. And next, this F already got it. It is how much? 10 Newton. So, and this is left side plus 10 into x. So anyhow 0. This is so all zeros get cancelled. So 200, 900, 10x I am using here. This is 700 is equals to 10x. X is equals to 70 centimeter. So x is equal to 70 centimeter means, so that force is applied 70 centimeters from 20 newtons. Sorry, torque I am taking about A, then this x from A like this, because I am taking 10 into x. 10 into x. So 70 centimeter from A, 60 centimeter from 20 newton. That's it. Okay. And from 30 newtons, how much? 30 plus 30, 30 newtons. So answer is 70 centimeter from this point. Okay.